Create vibrant health and cut out toxicity on all levels. This is what we're going to talk about today. Of course, it's going to be a deep dive. I'm going to give you everything that I have. And if you really want to take this deep and work on yourself to strategize for success, then I invite you into my free community over in school or right into my one on one coaching programs. So let's dive in. How to create vibrant health, right? Of course, by cutting out toxic everything, toxic thoughts, toxic food, toxic people, and toxic environments. And as I said in my last video, every time we cut out something, we have to reintroduce something new. So let's talk about it today. So today we're talking about learning to nurture our bodies, right? The last three videos were about mostly the mind, but it's the body mind connection that has been found out. I don't know exactly when, but a few decades now, but we're still in the beginning phases, or I feel like now it's more and more established in the science space how the thoughts affect the body and therefore the body of our minds, right? Our thinking, and not only what we consciously think, but our subconscious mind, our subconscious thinking creates our lives. And again, I want to dive a little deeper into that today. Our subconscious mind is programmed, meaning I always like to compare the mind to the soil. Right? Have you ever been somewhere outside or have garden or have plants? A plant always needs a soil, right? And our mind is the soil. And the soil, you can do what you want with the soil. The soil is ready to serve. The servant is the subconscious mind. It does what you want it to do. So you, as the conscious creator, you have to decide which seeds you plant into the soil. But we have to also take into account that once we are here, you're probably not 7 years old while watching this video. You're probably somewhere in your late 20s, 30s, 40s, or maybe beyond. You have come to seek information and change to create a more pleasant life for yourself. And this is when we have to know that we have already been programmed. This is how it works. First of all, we inherit a lot from our parents, but then our subconscious mind gets implanted with seeds when we are babies until we're 7. This is when our subconscious mind is like fully programmed with everything that we've experienced, the thoughts we have subconsciously taken in, from health to relationships to what we believe about our self expression, about money. All of those thoughts have been implanted in us by the age of 7, right? Just by absorbing everything that we were exposed to, our parents, what we see, like our extended family, the culture, all of those things were just by emergence, just by us being there, swimming in that water. All of that programming was implanted in us. So most of the things that we recreate when we become older are from the seeds that have been subconsciously implanted in our soil of the mind when we were not aware of it. And I always like to say, before we can create something new, we have to unpluck what was planted already. And you don't have to look far to see what is implanted in your subconscious mind. You just want to look around in your life and see, how do you feel, right? How good do you feel in your body? How good do you look, right? How healthy are you? How vibrant are you? How much energy do you have, right? How does your life look? around you, your home, your relationships, very important indicator. What do you believe about yourself? Your relationships are a very good reflection of that. Your relationships to family, friends, maybe your children, but also if you choose to be with a partner, what is that relationship like? Right? All of those relationships reflect how you feel about yourself. The same thing with your career, right? Everything that you really, truly, deeply, subconsciously feel about yourself is reflected in the career you chose, how happy you are in that, how fulfilling it is, how much impact do you make? Is it in alignment with what you truly desire? And the same thing about your bank statement. How much does your money reflect how much you worth you ascribe to yourself, how valuable you think you are, your time, your thoughts, your energy, your contribution, all of that is reflected in your life. So again, we don't have to look far, but the fruits of our subconscious mind is our life. Okay, so in order to change our mind, we want to change our lives, we want to come back to the origin, and the origin is the soil. Okay, so today we're talking about the body. If you want to dive deeper into how to work with the mind, I created the last three videos were more about the mind, but today we're talking about the mind body connection, which is super, super interesting. Which, when the first time I came across this concept, was just mind blowing. But at the same time, it makes so much sense, right? It makes so much sense how our mind and our bodies are actually one. So, the first thing that we want to do here is to start creating a loving relationship with our body, because our body is the first manifestation of our mind, right? We want to nurture our bodies. So you want to nurture your body with the right thoughts. Something like, I love you, right? I love you. I love you, my body. The first place you have to start is telling your body that you love it unconditionally, that you accept yourself with everything, with your flaws, with all. You accept your body, your shape, your size, your skin color, your skin texture, your hair, your nails, your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your boobs, your ass, your feet. You accept it all for what it is right now, right? We do not necessarily want to stay there, because you are here because you want to level up. And I'm all about strategizing for success, your personal success, but also success in society and success in terms of tangible success. Okay. But we first want to accept everything the way it is. Before we accept it, we can't change it. This is true. Maybe you know that concept also from other groups that transform people's negative habits into something better, like the anonymous alcoholics. You have to admit that you are an addict. You have to accept the current situation before you can change it. That's a huge one. Like, I had the privilege of working with hundreds of people over the past 10 years, and I can definitely say that for some people, that is the hardest thing, to actually accept where you are, what habits you have, and really see yourself in the hierarchy of success. Honestly and truthfully, you can't level up if you don't see where you currently are. Okay, so the exercise here is write down all the wonderful things about your body and everything that you dislike, that you like and that you dislike. Okay. Be honest, but be positive, right? Write down the wonderful things and the things that you dislike. Be honest, but don't destroy yourself. Okay. We want to just neutrally, as neutral as possible, we want to assess the truth of the matter. What is going on right now? Okay. So when you love your body loves you back, right? You have more energy, you have more You have more vibrancy, you have more charisma, you can be more confident, you can be seen, right? All of the things that are part of being successful. You want to embody that because this gives you like the vigor to achieve your dreams, right? So, first, write down what you love, write down what you dislike, and then love both parts. Right? Love both parts. What you dislike, we want you to love it even more into something then that we can change. That we can change. We want to change. We do not want to settle and be like, yeah, that's so good. Like become super obese. I know I'm triggering, right? But like people who are super obese, this whole body positivity thing is going a little bit too far because people are actually like disregarding health, right? So that's not what we want to do. We want to love ourselves into our best version. That's the name of my brand, healing into femininity. For me, it symbolizes healing into femininity, symbolizes healing into the most beautiful, most powerful, richest, most abundant, vibrant, increase bringing, healing, aromatic version of yourself, right? You want to heal into the best version of yourself. Good. Because when you love yourself, healing is loving yourself. You become a walking affirmation. Yeah. And every thought you have creates a physiological response, right? That's what I said, the mind body connection. When you're angry, sometimes like you shake, your throat clutches, right? Like you can't really speak, you sweat, maybe you even cry. Sometimes people cry when they're angry. And when you're embarrassed, like your cheeks turn red, you become hot, right? We can feel it. Whatever we think becomes outward expression. When we are stressed, right? We how do you call it? Like you lock your teeth, right? Or when you're stressed, you're super tense, you're sore, like everything like tenses up. We want to reduce that. And we want to think thoughts that are in alignment with self love and that relaxes us so we can actually heal and then therefore become the version that we want to be. Okay? Yes, let's take a deep breath because this is one amazing tool how you can relax, center yourself, become calm, get back into your power, and then intentionally take the next action. The second step to love yourself to success is to nurture your body with the right food, right? Your body runs on real nutrition, whole, fresh, unprocessed food. There's a huge difference between fresh food and processed food, right? The body's cellular structure recognizes food that evolved with the planet. Again, we are very close to the elements of this planet. And the meats that we have, the fish, the poultry, the vegetables, the fruits, the fats, right? The oils, the nuts, all of that evolved with the planet, and as we evolve with the planet, this is what matches our energy. When we eat those things, our body digests them in a manner that gives us energy and clarity and health. And this is what we want and need in order to create the life that we desire, right? So our body doesn't recognize fast food. It doesn't recognize overly processed sugars. When we eat those things, our body doesn't know what to do with them. It doesn't nourish us at all, right? It doesn't nourish us at all. Our body's like, what is this? What am I supposed to do with it? And that's why the body automatically metabolizes those sugars and stores that into fat, right? This is what fat actually is. Like the body doesn't know what to do with these things, and then it kind of puts all of the toxins that it can't digest into fat so it's safe. Otherwise, the toxic toxic ingredients or the toxins would run more havoc on the system. So in order to protect the body puts all of the toxins into fat. The fat, they store the toxins. That's a very important thing. So if you want to lose weight, that's why it's so important to help the body with additional um, nutrients that can help the fat cell open, release the toxins, and then to flush it out. The body needs support for that. But that's a different story. But I am also a nutritionist, so I'm very this is what I love. Like, that is the topic that I most love, to really help the body, to support the body to open up, give it all the nutrients you need so the body can do what it does best, and the body will flush out the toxins once it has enough nutrients, minerals, right? All of those things to release and safely transport the toxins off. Okay, but getting back, this is very, very important, because again, in order to manifest the life we want to live, we want to release all the toxins. I always like to say, from the mind, right? Mental hygiene, emotional hygiene, physical hygiene. Hygiene is all about releasing the toxins, getting rid of the things that no longer serve us, right? So, another little exercise I want to invite you into is bring your hands together in front of you and point your index finger straight out in front of you. Hold them 1 or 2 inches apart and pretend like a vise has been placed on both sides of your fingers and the vise is tightening. And as the vise slowly tightens, your fingers come closer and closer together until finally your fingers touch. Most of you like are probably looking at your fingers pressed together now, right? Okay. Okay. So if I hope you did it. So what happened? The teaching point here really is there was never a real vice, right? Like, your fingers are free, but subconsciously you followed my command and your mind felt the squeeze of the vice. And the same is true with your health. Your subconscious mind is the servant, right? Your subconscious mind has all the habits and all the patterns that that have gotten you to a place you don't want to be with your body. If you are looking to change your body, right? Consciously, you want to do one thing, right? This is the New Year's resolution. You say you're going to the gym, you say you're going to eat healthy. Consciously, you want to do this one thing for the betterment of your health. But subconsciously, you're feeling another thing, right? So this is where we dive into the subconscious mind. So you want to nurture your body with the right things, and your body is the keeper of the subconscious programming. Yeah. So when you are now releasing the toxins, you want to replace them with something healthy. The same thing is not only for the mind or for the food that we eat. I think this is one of the most important factors of health and abundance creation. If you want to create a life that you feel good in, and that you're strategizing and you're going for the kill and you're going for your work and you're making money and you're getting clients and you're creating change and you're on your quest, the number one thing that can sabotage that is the wrong people in your life, right? So if we are around toxic people, it doesn't have an effect on our, like, if we are around toxic people, it does have an effect on our body, right? And on our wellness. So if we want to feel good, we have to get away from the toxic people, meaning people who don't value you, people who do not appreciate you, your time, your skills, your energy, your knowledge, your expertise, right? It's in personal life just as much as in your professional life, right? If people are not contributing to where you want to go in life, they need to go, right? It's just like toxic food or toxic thinking. The people need to go or at least be pushed out into the uh, outside fence of your life. They can't be part of your inner circle because over here we need growth, we need health, we need vibrancy, right? So it's so important for you to assess if somebody is actually contributing to your life or if they are just here to take from your joy, take from your confidence, right? Chip away at your confidence, chip away at your brilliance, right? Again, for me it's very important, especially for the women that I'm talking to, madam, is that you are surrounded by people who support you on all levels, right? The right food, the right drink, the right energy, the right support, the right mindset, and the right habits, right? Also, other people who are wealth creators. It's so important to become a master at capitalism, right? Because if there is no money flow, there is something lacking in your abundance, right? So it's so important to nurture yourself with the right people, because when we feel ourselves to be around people who are not healthy for us, it is up to us to honor that feeling and remove ourselves from that situation, right? Surround yourself with people who are kind and loving and nurturing, not people who are jealous, not people who are envious, not people who are stuck, right? Not people who are in the victim mindset, not people who are not growing, not people who are not investing in themselves. It's important. I know it sounds harsh and radical, and I'm not a big fan. You do not have to cut out everybody. Of course, you still have your family and you still have maybe a few friends who are really on the same path, and alliances, right? People who are allies, who are fighting for the same cause, who are really in alignment with your mission, with your dream. Definitely keep those people around or invite those people into your space, because we want people in our lives. We need that. It's a very, very big part of being happy, of being healthy, of getting a lot, like getting to the places that we want to go. We need exchange. That's a very fundamental part of a holistically abundant life. But we have to be very, very mindful of the person's intention, their lifestyle, who they are. And again, who they are can be seen. As I always like to say, you do not have to look far in order to see other people's subconscious programming, because their body, the body of their life will reflect it, right? Your what you think, what you believe in your subconscious mind, you will reflect on the outside. So be very mindful of who you invite into your space. If you're doing the work to clean up all of your space, your mind, your body, I'm going to repeat it again and again. You do not want to let somebody with dirty shoes in. It has to be a match. It has to be a match. It has to be a match. Okay. Very, very important. So, nurture your body with the right environment is the fourth part today. Mind, body, relationships, and your environment. Such a big thing. I've written a book, it's soon to come out, and I've written up all about all of those things because, again, your life, everything, your body, the way you dress, the way you style yourself, all of those things are a reflection of how you feel inside. And if you believe that you're divine, if you believe that you are deserving of the best because you're a child of the divine, of God, whatever you want to call it, a child of the universe, you deserve the best. You are a child of nature. right? And you're really tapped into that power within, you create that on the outside. And the next thing is your environment, right? By eating right and giving your body what it needs, like also with movement, right? Movement and exercise, you also surround yourself with beauty and pleasant things, right? Beautiful lights, beautiful aromas, like something beautiful to look at, maybe candles, incense, right? The lighting in your home, your surrounding wants to reflect how you feel inside, right? We also say that your surroundings are reflective of your femininity. Again, the beauty inside of you, your spirit, your well-being. When you feel good, you want you want your outside to reflect that. You want your room to reflect that, your home to reflect that. And the more power you gain, the more you want to create beauty, maybe not only for yourself, but then for the next person, right? You want to share that with others. What I want for myself is what I want for everybody. That is the golden rule. And this is a principle that I and my business function around. What I want for myself, I want for everybody. This is how we create abundance, right? We want to help others get to the space where we are. Okay, so that is it for today. So, if you are a change maker and you want to take those principles deeper, you want to be a person who invests in herself. The first step is you become part of my free membership over at school. You find the link in the description down below. You will find so many resources that help you get started for free. And if you are really ready to work on yourself, so we work one on one or in the next Dream Builder group cohort. Also, please apply for the cohort starting next month in the description box down below. And I'm going to get back to you to set up a call so we can really see if you're ready to invest in yourself at that level. That applies to leaders in corporate or business leaders who really want to take the next step into creating a proven, repeatable, reliable system of transformation that you want to create to serve others. Because we are here, we're really about that life, and we really want to create something that works, right? And the system that I work with has helped hundreds of thousands of people all over the world already to create the next level version of their life and their dream and their success. So it works if you work it. So if you really want to work it, and if you're a change maker, I'm looking forward to see you in the group, in the programs, or at least at the next time I'm going online. So see you in the next one. Bye bye.